Welcome to our first plank day of this challenge. We're gonna start with a nice cat-cow warm-up just to make sure everything's nice and loose. So on all fours, shoulders aligned over the wrist. You're gonna inhale, let the belly hang. Exhale, draw the belly button up towards the ceiling. Inhale and exhale. Let's do two more here. Last one. So we're going to start with something called the leg pulls. We're going to do a few different modifications. Let's have your palms either facing your body or outwards, whichever is most comfortable. And if at any point your wrists are starting to get tired, you can also modify this by being on your forearms. But I'm going to do the full variation up here. Your feet are going to be nice and pointed towards you. And you're going to take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, lift your hips up, shining them up towards the ceiling, and then lower right back down. It's very important that your shoulders stay in line with your wrist and or elbows. So if you're on your elbows, it may look a little bit like this. So a little bit of a smaller range of motion. So let's do a few more of these just to warm up. You're going to inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift, looking up, creating a nice long diagonal line, and then right back down. You're gonna dig your heels into the mat. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. Good. Let's do one more. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. Amazing. So if this is your first time doing the leg pull, or if that was a good challenge level, you can keep at those standard up downs, but I'm going to show you a nice progression for the second set. So you're going to take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, hold it, drive that foot in. You're going to gently lift one foot just a little bit, lower down, lift the other, trying to keep your hips as stable as possible, and then lower down. Good, let's do two more here. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift those hips up, trying to keep nice and level hips. Other side, and then lower down. Let's do one more. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, find your long diagonal line. Lift. Other side, lift. And my arms are shaking. Let's take a moment to roll out our wrist here. You can put one arm across body, roll those wrists out, and then the other side, roll the lifts. We're gonna do one more variation of this leg pull. But if not, you can stay at the first or the second variation. I'm just giving you guys options. We're gonna start this one with your knees bent at a 90-degree angle. So you're gonna inhale, exhale, come up to this tabletop position, and then keeping the core nice and engaged, nice and zippered in, you're gonna slowly go into these femur arcs. Trying to keep the hips as level and stable as possible. Let's just do two more per side. Excellent, and last one. Lower everything down. Give your legs a nice gentle hug, release any tension. You can rock side to side. the next one, we're going to do the leg pull front. So meet me this way, facing down. Now we're gonna go into a nice standard plank. It might be easier to be on your forearms if your wrists are a little tired. Let's make sure that your shoulders are stacked over the wrists. Feet are going to be out. You're just gonna hold this plank position. You're gonna shift your body weight and lift one leg and lower. And you're almost going to lift through the inner thigh, like the inner thigh is reaching towards the ceiling. And then lower down. Rock it back. We'll do a few more here. You're going to lift, shift your body weight, reach up with your inner thigh, down, up, and down. Lower. I'll show you a few in this forearm variation. So you're gonna lift, down, lift, down. Let's do 2 more per leg. Lift, down, lift, down. Lower those hips. Last one. Lift, down, lift, and down. Good. Let's go into a nice child's pose. Take a deep breath through your spine. And then let's weave our arm under, and we're stretching our arms in opposition. Take a deep breath here. And let's switch sides. Excellent. Alrighty, now let's go back on our forearms, or you can go the full standard on your wrists. But whatever position it is, find that plank, and we're gonna just move through our shoulders. So we're gonna hold it here, and we're gonna rock forward and back, forward and back. The body stays as still as possible. You're hinging at your shoulders, flexing and pointing the toes. And we're gonna go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Lower down. Go into one last child's pose here. Take a deep inhale through that spine. Sink even lower. If you want a little bit of a hip stretch, you can widen those knees. And then sink even lower. Take a deep breath. Exhale through the mouth. One last breath. Excellent. And then slowly roll yourself back up when you're ready. This concludes the first plank day of this 30-day challenge. I'll see you guys tomorrow.